Hey YouTube, we're going to talk about how I'm terrible and how I'm washed up and how I cannot find a great league team for the fifth straight season. And we'll do all of that after we give out some positive. Let's start the video positive with member updates. I haven't even, I said like, oh yeah, I'm going to make a graphic for members. And then I don't know, it was just between like work and kids getting sick and getting like 15 feet of snow here. I just kind of just like I lost it along the way. So we've got a bunch of new members. We got a lot of people who've re-upped. So again, last update, joined Mozart, Aztec. I think remember those two, Matthew. I think maybe Ricardo Garcia, Habster Canadian, Montreal fan, uh, Florencia and Josh as new members recently. So appreciate all of the members. And not just the new members, I appreciate the old members as well, right? We have lots of old members here who have rejoined, who's been around for, you can just sort by total time as a subscriber. And we've got some right when I launched it, 3 months, have all joined or sort of upgraded or rejoined and stuff like that. So I appreciate the support for everyone here. Like I said, I'm gonna eventually I should probably do that one day. Make a little like sheet that I can just kind of show at the end of my videos just to say thank you. Okay, what happened here? So this team is not, I don't know if this was the exact team I ran earlier, but the concept, yeah, I think I ran Mandibuzz last time on the team, but the concept was the exact same. Pokemon that can spam in 12 or less good moves. So Dunsparce with Rock Slide and Drill Run in 12 and 9, 12, 9, 12, 9. For Alligator with Hydro Cannons and 10s. Superior with Frenzies in 12. 3 strong, basically meta Pokemon. The team stopped the bleeding for a little bit, but as you can see, 2,500. I did go 5 on my last set, so I'm up to like 2,580. But I'm down. I was down at one point in 420 ELO in a span of like 6 days. So basically with this team, very straightforward. Dunsparce is only weak to fighting. I'm pretty much only getting out when I see a fighter, staying in, figuring out whether I want shield or switch advantage, and then go from there. I forgot to put the IVs. I'm not going to stop the video now. I've used these Pokemon before. You can check IVs on the other videos. I'll remember that going forward. But they're all like fantastic IVs. They're all like very strong IVs. Okay, what is happening with me? Why am I washed? What's going on here? Am I not going to hit Legend for the second time in like 4 seasons? 4 seasons. Yeah, but maybe. I think there are 3 or 4 things going on with me with GBL. The first is there's 5 things, but some of those affect it. Okay. Here's my thought process. The first one is I have never been the best battler. Again, I don't know. At this point, I know like 98% of the typings. Maybe sometimes the bugs, poisons, maybe throw me a bit off on like some of those like niche ones that don't line up against each other a lot. Those are the ones that I maybe have a little bit of problems with. But otherwise, I know all the typings now. I know fast move optimization. I'm trying to do it now. So a lot of the mechanics and stuff like that, I'm actually starting to get better than I was seasons ago. What has changed is I have always gotten by being a fantastic team builder. I've always been able to find a team that I can go 500 ELO with in like 4 days. And I've always found that every single season that I've hit Legend. And for the last 5 seasons, I cannot find, for the life of me, a Great League team that is consistent to give me those ELO gains. I've had good teams, like some of these top teams that I've showcased, and even the ones that people have submitted that say like, I'm 100 on their leaderboard. I've tried them, and they have not worked for me. And I don't know why they haven't worked for me. I can't tell whether I just don't like using the Pokemon. I can't tell if the team is too obvious now. Or I'm just getting unlucky in like sports, like if you're like a baseball pitcher in sports, They have your they have like your ERA, which is how many runs you give up, and they have like an adjusted based on like unluckiness and stuff like that. So some people are pitching like way better, are pitching better than they should be, and some people are, their stats are showing up worse than they are. And I feel like I feel like some of that's mine this season. I feel like I have just been unlucky a lot in team comps, like running up against like hard counter teams and stuff like that. So I feel like I've been a bit unlucky on the team comps, but I feel like, I don't know. I can't tell whether, and you got to remember, the meta has actually not changed too much. Well, it's in the last 2 or 3 seasons. And before that, it was very consistent for like 3 or 4 seasons as well. So we had these like block of 3 or 4 seasons with a consistent meta. And now for the last like 3 seasons, it's been consistent with this same stuff tier 2. And I can't tell. And I think it's just like, I can't, it's not that I can't get my head around the meta. I understand the meta. But I think it's just because there's so many ways to build teams right now. Because like I said, there's a top like 10 to 12 meta Pokemon, right? Cressola, Clodsire, Mandibuzz, Diggersby, Feraligatr, Gastrodon, Primeape, Morpeko, Dunsparce, Marowak, Azumarill, Jumpluff are the main ones. And then you start getting into like your Malamars, Toxapex, stuff like that. They're all very usable, right? But they are usable. Steelix is usable. Darkspan at 41 is usable. Shadow Drapion at 42 is usable. Driplan at 43 is usable. So there's a lot. Superior on this team right now is at 55 ranked. Talonflame's at 53 ranked. There are so many usable Pokemon in this meta, which is good, but I almost find it, which I don't even know if this makes sense, almost more RPS. Because you have like a set meta teams that are always out there. And then there's like just a lot of things that can just kind of deal with each other. It's like a big, I guess when people think about RPS, which is rock, paper, scissors, when people say RPS, that just means like your games are basically just kind of predetermined based on alignment of your team and what you're running up against, alignment versus their team. And it feels like that's what's happening to me this season. One of the things, I'm going to talk about the other stuff soon. I feel like that's one of the things that is happening. So 1 is just not being able to find the team. 2, just I feel like there's a bit of unluckiness. 3 is I'm not playing as much as I used to. And I always had this it was basically an argument with some people. My argument was, if you give people unlimited sets, you will see more legends. Because if you give people more opportunity to play, they will use that opportunity to hit legend. And someone's like, no, there's still the ELO system. You're still going to be matched up against like the people of above skill level. But again, I play a game where it has like an ELO system that has no limit on the number of games you can play. And basically, it's some people hit the equivalent of legend on the first day. It's like Pokemon Unite if you played that. If you played Pokemon Unite, the game I play is called Match Masters. Like it's basically an ELO system where you can just, if you play, there's no limit on how much you can play. And you can grind for 24 hours straight and hit legend the first day if you want. So I always, when I used to hit legend earlier, I played every single set, every single day, the entire season. And if we had 100 battles in a day, I played 100 battles in a day. And I used to put in 2,400, 2,500, 2,600 games per season. So when you're playing that many games, for someone who still has like a good enough skill set and a good enough team read and abilities, when you put in that many games, you're going to hit legend. I'm now putting in half of that, maybe even less. I'm at like 1,100 games played so far. There are times where I'm just taking like 5-6 days off. So it kills you. It does a few things. It kills your rhythm. It kills your ability to like know the meta and get stuff like that. And that leads to number 4 or 5. I forget what I'm on now. The state of the game. The state of the game, which leads to like number 5B, we'll call it. The state of the game is crap. The legs, the one turn leg is just the amount of times I lose. Again, the amount of times I want to play but I rage quit is significantly high just because of the state of the game. So the state of the game has led to 5B, which is like, I don't care anymore. And when you get out of the FOMO, it's for me especially, I'm the type of person, I've got like a compulsive addiction type gene in my body. I've got to go, there's no like middle ground. It's 0 or 100, right? So I went and I played every single set every single day because I want to hit legend every single time. And I did that for 16 straight seasons. And then I hit legend. I think one season I hit legend, and then I stopped playing as much. I just like took the last 2 weeks off, and I'm like, oh, you can actually like not play. And I think it was like the next season or season after, I didn't hit legend for the first time in like 17 straight seasons or whatever. And I'm like, I'm okay. And this is the point I'm at too. Do I want to hit legend? Yes. Will I try grinding for the next 9 days to hit legend? Yes. I will play every single set, every single day, try to hit legend. That's my goal, and I will try. If I do not hit legend, will I be upset? No. I've gotten to the point where I'm not in that FOMO of like, you need to hit legend, you need to do this. Like, I've got 16 or 17 Pika Libres. I've got a bunch of different avatars and stuff. If Niantic's again, I don't even pretend to be. I'm anywhere near the top of the players in the world. I do one regional a year in Toronto where I can just drive down, and it's mostly to see people and buddies from Hamilton that I'm on factions teams with that I don't see because I went back to Hamilton. I actually, we were just talking about this. I went back to Hamilton twice last year, and I did not see my friends once during that time. I went during Easter for 3 days, and we just kept it family. And then I went back at Thanksgiving, and we were going to go out with friends, and then everyone's kids got sick. So we all just stayed in. So last year I went down twice, and I did not see any of my friends. But that's the main reason I go to like the Toronto regional. So I don't put any sort of real time and effort that a lot of these creators, or not creators, like really elite battlers do into this game. I put a lot of time into the videos, and I put a lot of time into like reviewing battles, but I don't put a lot of time actually into like mastering my game. So between all, again, so it's, couldn't find a team that worked. The meta, I don't like this meta. It seems like too wide and too random for my liking. I don't like the state of the game. I don't have that FOMO anymore. I'm not playing as much. So for all those reasons, I'm, again, just not where previous Dan would be. You gotta remember, like, I had hit legend 16 straight seasons. I had been on the leaderboard maybe like 5 or 6 seasons. I hit number 14 on the leaderboard. Like, I was, again, you guys don't know the history of GBL. When I hit number 14 on the leaderboard, I was the same ELO as Auburn, who is like, has the highest like leaderboard average rank in GBL ever, because he was always like a top 12 like leaderboard person for like every single season, and he did it with like half the battles. It was just always so impressive. So like I was there. I dominated. I used to be extremely good. Oh, and I guess the last thing is, everyone everyone else is better. And it's because, why is everyone else better? Two reasons. One, there are more resources available to get better. I'm one of them. I'm a resource to get better. I'm teaching people the game. I've already kind of talked about, there are players who are way better than me who said they first learned and techniques and stuff and reading stuff from my channel. So there's a ton of resources, ton of other content creators to get team ideas, ton of tons of things to learn the game and get better in the game. Also, it's not only that everyone is getting better, it's also the player base that is playing GBL is getting smaller. And all you're left with, really, at this point, are the dedicated GBLers, right? In the early seasons and even in like the mid seasons of GBL, you had a wide range of people. And because of it, you had a wide range of skill sets. But the player base who played GBL, because again, the bugs, it's getting boring, the leagues suck, everything about GBL is not great. The people who are still playing in season 20, some people are new. Like I see it in the comments. Some people are like, I started the last 3 months, last 5 months, last 6 months. So I won't just dismiss it. There are some new people. But the majority of the people who are still playing GBL at this point are the ones who have been playing for a crazy amount of seasons and have the skills to compete. More so than when we have like an open, everyone's playing because it's part of the game and they feel like they should play. So the competition is stronger. The competition is also stronger. And when you're not putting in the time and effort to get better, people pass you. And then I've noticed it even when I went on this when I went on this loss today. So again, I went on losses. I played this team, which I think is a pretty good team. It has everything that I like. It's got bulk on Superior. It's got bulk on Dunsparce. It's got safety, all like Dunsparce and Feraligatr super safe Pokemon. It's got coverage. Weak to fire here. Weak to fighter. Fighter's a little trickier one, but you can deal with. You got 2 answers for that. You got 2 answers for this. Like it's overall a safe team. And I would go against people in like the 2600s who were still just veteran. Like they hadn't even hit expert. They were still just veteran. And they were like significantly outplaying me. They were making catches. They were timing properly. They were reading my plays and stuff like that. And I was just like, this competition is just harder now. And I haven't kept up with the competition. Honestly, that's also an issue. So what's all that to say? 18 minutes in. Nothing's going to change for me. Nothing's going to change for the channel. I'm going to continue to grind and try and hit legend this season. If I don't hit legend, we're going to do it all again next season. I'm going to play. I'm going to do Beyond the Hypes. I'm going to do event coverages. I'm going to look at your battles. That's what I should have considered. I should have said that at the beginning when I listed memberships. One of the main benefits of the memberships is that I will analyze your battles if you submit them. One of the perks. So I'm going to do nothing will change for me. But just I'm at the point where if I'm not, again, I was at 4 or 5 seasons ago, I was at the point where I had to play 2,500 games in a season every single day and hit legend. And at this point, I am fine playing 1,200 games when I feel like it, trying to hit legend, but if I don't hit legend, I'm okay with it. So that's where we're at with the game. And someone commented really kind words about my other channel. Link in the description. Let me see if I can bring up their comment. Responded to it. So those are always a little trickier. YouTube's analytics page is weird because we have a dashboard for it, and there's literally a thing that says comments, and when you go to it, sometimes the comments that you haven't even read or responded to, they're not I organize by newest, and sometimes they aren't organized by newest. Yeah. Okay, so it is Jackie. Jackie, who wrote, Hey Dan. Oops. Hey Dan, longtime subscriber, and I've now started to shift my attention over to your Canadian Reacts channel, which I found to be extremely insightful. I highly suggest everyone here take some time to check it out. It's wonderful seeing you discuss real world situations, and the broad range of your intellect really shines through and blows my mind away at times. It reminds me a lot of your Beyond the Hype series you have on here, but instead of Pokemon, you are analyzing real world political and economic events with the potential, and then with the potential end of Pokemon Go as we know it on the near horizon. I think your pivot towards a channel of legitimate substance and one that highlights your specific knowledge is perfectly timed and a gift for anyone who chooses to watch it. Again, I just want to encourage any and all of Dan's fans to check out his new channel and help it grow. Thank you, sir, for all your contribute to this crazy world. Like, if I wanted to, like, if someone said write a paragraph about yourself to make you sound fantastic, I don't think I can come up with something as good as that as good as that was. So thank you very much for the write up there. That was great, because that's kind of what when I created this new channel, it was for almost that exact reason that you mentioned. I see the writing on the wall for this game, even before the sale, not sale, whatever's happening here with the game. I saw the writing on the wall for this game. And again, it's everything from the boring events, the not caring about GBL, not fixing the bugs that have been here for 20 seasons, and then just it happens and then they ignore it. So for me, I've seen the writing on the wall. I'm going to still grind this out as much as I can, because there's no way I'm letting a friggin' channel of almost 26,000 subscribers just die when there's still some life in the game. So I'm going to continue to grind this out as long as I can. But having now done this for almost 4 years now, which is crazy. Having almost done this for 4 years now, I've gotten to the point where, like, I kind of like turning on a camera and talking to it. So I'm like, okay, what can I do? What can I shift my attention to? And again, for those of you who have been on this channel for a while and stuff like that, will know that I have an economics degree. I have a master's in public policy, and I work for the federal government for the last 12 years now. So economics, politics, analyzing people, these are all things that I am extremely good at. And so what I'm trying to do on the second channel, I wanted to do, I was actually going to call it the analyst. I was actually going to call it the analyst and just do like deep dives on stuff. Do deep dives on politics, do deep dives on this, do deep dives on this. But then I was watching, I follow a bunch of like YouTube, not developers, not the right word. Like people who help understand, like help content creators grow. And basically when I was watching, they were going over the top 10 channel typings about what like people are looking for. And the number one was a React channel. And React channels are not new, but it makes sense. Everyone, I don't understand it. I get it to a certain extent. But everyone wants to see people just react to stuff. So I made it as a Canadian Reacts. But right now, if you go to the channel, you'll see it is not really a Canadian. It's some Canadian Reacts, but it's also just like me taking my economics and policy and experience and doing what I do here of Beyond the Hype and trying to explain it. So like next week, I've already started doing the research on this. I'm going to be doing like a 101 on the tariffs and what does a trade deficit actually mean, and what's Trump trying to accomplish, what are the pros, what are the cons, and just do like a deep dive in depth on that. So if you want to see me as a teacher in more of the economics political sense, even though and maybe we'll do just some like fun React videos later, but for the most part, that's what I'm doing on the second channel, link in the description. But like I said, if you don't care about any of that and you just care about Pokemon Go and you care about becoming better and you want to just see teams and you want to see me, my man, subscribers, that's not going to change. So we're going to keep doing that. So that is it. Thanks for watching. I'm 50-50 on whether I'm going to stream tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, I'm 50-50 whether I'm going to stream on tomorrow afternoon. It's if I'm going to do it, this is probably one of the better times I have because, again, my daughter and my wife should be skiing and my son should be sleeping, taking his nap. Sometimes he doesn't nap, though. So I don't know what time they're going to be home, so there's still some uncertainty. And then we'll see. It will also come down to like how many battle submissions I have, because I also want to with the battle submissions, you need to I need to showcase your submitted battles before the end of the season, because if we get move updates, some of pretty much all of these are just instant deletes, because I can't showcase old teams and old move sets in a new meta. Plus, at the same time, we're going to get the new season update. So there's going to be multiple videos covering the new moves and nerfs and buffs and new meta. And then there's the Unova event the following weekend. So there's a big event coverage on that. So I've got like 3 or 4 videos that are just going to be those stuff, plus the your battles and stuff like that. So I'm, again, undecided what I should do Sunday afternoon. You may see a stream. You may see a second video. Okay. That is my rambling for today. Thank you for listening. I appreciate the support, and I will see you guys in the next one.